Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second episode, or rather part 2 of this CARNAGEIZED skull project. If you did not see part 1, make sure you go back and check it out so you can see my inspiration for this project. There's not a whole lot to the skull. There's not a whole lot to the project. So this will be a brief video. As a matter of fact, the entire series will be rather short because there's just not a lot to it. But let me show you the updates. Let me grab my pointer. All right, so what has happened since the previous episode? I have added some air dry clay around the bottom of the skull. And again, please see my reference and you'll get a better picture, a better idea of where I'm going with this. So I've added that. And I still have to build this up. I'm allowing this time to dry. I'm going to give it at least 24 hours so that it will be thoroughly dried. But I have to build this up to the, rather, I have to build this up on the skull. It'll be coming up here. I think that's the eye line. Okay, anyway, I'm going to be building it up. So there's going to be more clay added once that dries. Let's talk about the mouth here. The bottom of the mouth is made of plastic and hot glue. So you can see that it's kind of bouncy and soft in some areas. That's because there's plastic under here. I use the plastic basically as a filler. I didn't want to fill this up with a bunch of hot glue or a bunch of air dry clay because that's wasteful. So I just filled up a lot of it with the plastic under here. Let's see. Okay, still trying to fill in. Can you see back there? Trying to fill in all the empty spaces and the voids back there. So once I'm done, it won't look too empty in his mouth. Let's talk about this tongue briefly. If you have seen my reference pictures, you know that the tongue comes out and it comes way out here. I don't like that. The tongue is venom stain. It's okay for cornice to have the tongue, but not so long. So his tongue is going to be just about that long. I might extend it a little bit past the teeth. I'm not sure, but that's going to be his tongue. Let me see what else. And I keep forgetting to talk about this, so let's do it now. This light is going to be added to the project later. What I want to do is highlight the inside of the mouth. And if I can figure out a way, I want to highlight the mouth, the nostril cavity, and the eye socket. I kind of thought that would add a nice little touch to it. So I'm still working on that, trying to figure out how to do it. It would be great if I could find a smaller light because this one is just, it's almost too big. It's just a little too big. Let's see, what else? Okay, I've done some etching or sketching on the skull to show where the air dry clay is going to go. I think that's one of my lines right there. I have to do it again because I had to erase a lot of them. And let me see. And the eye is going to be somewhere in this area right there. But that's it for now, folks. Make sure you stay tuned. There's plenty more coming up. And I have a couple of other projects hot in the wings, waiting to get up on the turntable here. And you've probably seen that one right there because that's my A project and this is my B project. And in the wings, we have that alien right there. And coming up real soon after that is going to be that Carnage bus and that character right there from the Many Colored Land, the Viking. So make sure you stay tuned, folks. A lot of good stuff coming up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Bye. Trying to get a different view of the skull so the thumbnails don't all look the same. You know what? I forgot to mention this. A big thing, okay, a big change from the previous video is I filled in that eye socket right there. And same as with the mouth, I filled in the void with plastic, to help me save on my materials because, again, this is a low budget channel. I don't have big money to do to spend on a lot of clay and material. So I filled it in with plastic. Once this air dry clay dries completely, I will be covering this with some epoxy, because this air dry clay does tend to crack sometimes. The epoxy won't. So, all right, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching again. Bye.